she, I don't need much in a request to talk about oils. My grandkids will tell you that, actually my granddaughter the other day told me that I talk about oils in my sleep. She said that when I'm asleep, I wake up and talk wellness, or I just talk. I said, well, at least I'm staying on the same subject.
There you go.
So even in my dreams and in my subconscious, can everybody hear me? Am I talking loud enough? No, I'm not talking loud enough. I guess I have to say thank you to Tracy. Tracy is my sister. So I'm going to grab the mic.
While she's grabbing the mic, I'm going to pass around the oil Clarity. If you've never used oils before, you're going to take the bottle, hold it above your hand, let one drop come out, pass it to the person next to you, rub your hands together like this, and breathe it in.
So,
All cupping.
Tracy, is that good? Is that good right there? Is that good right there? Is that good? Is that good? I need to talk with my tank voice. Is that what you're saying? Now, let me tell you a little bit about me. Okay. I got the name Tank from my children. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I have 3 sons, and from those 3 sons, I have 9 grandchildren. And I don't know if the name came from the sons or the name came from the grandchildren, but it stuck. So my middle child, who I will let you know and talk about today because I classify him as an oil abuser. I'm an oil overuser. We will identify the oil abusers in the room as we talk. So what I call an oil abuser, so you know, that is someone that uses your oils. Okay, so there's some oil abusers. Okay, see? That's okay. You don't have to raise your hands. We're not going to be upset. We just want you to use oils. But the oil abuser, let me tell you about my oil abuser. He comes to my house, and he always looks for sacred frankincense. So he gets sacred frankincense, and he's fully dressed like this, and he's... See what I mean? You understand, right? And my eyes, there you go, my eyes are like this. What are you doing? But now when he uses his sacred frankincense, it's... So he's classified as an oil abuser because he abuses my oils. I'm an oil overuser, so hopefully I didn't put on too many oils or drink too many oils or diffuse too many oils already. But Tracy will give me the high sign if I need to. Okay, too many oils, too many oils. Because I drink oils, I smell oils, I rub oils. I just use oils every way that I can. And the detox that I use today has rose oil, juniper, and eucalyptus glabus. So I took like 3 dropperfuls of that. So the tank is here to accomplish the mission. What's the mission? The mission is to find out from you, are you using the right oil, and are you using enough oils? That's the question that I have for everybody in the room. Are you using the right oils, and are you using enough oils? So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I went in the military at 18, and I enjoyed the military. I went in the military to become a nurse. But anybody in here have, in the military, anybody here married to a soldier, an ex-soldier? If you're married to a person that was in the military, they're always a soldier, right?
That's right.
We never retire. There's like camouflage blood. Our blood is camouflage. So anybody family members in the military? A few? Love those people. They need a lot of oils. We need a lot of oils. And I'll tell you why. So I went in the military to become a nurse, and I found myself in a foxhole, and then I found myself coming out of helicopters, and then I found myself at Desert Storm, and then I found myself in a tank with 3 kids, away from them most of 9 months out of the year. And then my 3 boys decided to have a family meeting, and they said, well, we think you can get out and do something different. So I got out of the military, came back to Columbus, Ohio, and became a person that worked in home care. And then I went back to school to become a social worker. And then finally in 2007, I got to go to nursing school. My kids were grown. I was a single parent. I looked at them, I said, I'm going to nursing school. They said, you're crazy. I said, I know. But I went anyway, so now I'm a nurse. And then when 2 of my granddaughters, they're twins, were born in May of 2011, I was at the hospital with them at Riverside Hospital, if you know that hospital in Ohio. And the mother just came in from having the 2 babies by C-section, and I got sick. The whole room went black. And so I asked the nurse to help me get to the bathroom. She thought that at that time my diabetes was affecting me, but in actuality, when we got to the restroom, I had this huge GI bleed. My blood count went to 4. They said they were going to have to cut out my intestines and, you know, a whole story of illness. But after that, after I got well, naturally, no blood transfusion, no surgery, got out of that hospital, went over to Grant Hospital. When I got better, I said, I got to change some things. Can't have the potato chips beside the bed no more. Can't do the Mountain Dew, the Pepsi. But these are my life changes. So I had to change everything, and I started on this road to wellness. And then I ran into essential oils. And now I am a essential oil overuser. Some days I might wear my shirt that says essential oil boss. My grandkids think I'm crazy, but I don't care. But they love oils. They're oil abusers too, because they use grandma's oils. But so now I'm on this way to essential oils. So that's how I got here. And now I know that essential oils are the #1 thing that can help you if you want wellness. Now, I do know everybody in this room does not want wellness, and that is okay. You have to, those of you in the room that deal with family members or friends, co-workers, you have to get to where I got, where, you know, I used to give out a lot of free oils. I used to let people sample oils. Oh, this is the greatest thing. Let me rub oils on you. And then if you didn't let me rub oils on you, be in the tank, I would throw oils on you. Give you the oil. Right? I would tell husbands and wives, let me make you an act right oil for your spouse, because they need to act right. I'd whip up a solution. But you just had to give me a reason, and I was going to put some oils together, or I was going to put some oils on you. But then I realized that everybody does not want wellness. Everybody does not want to be well. Some people, due to reasons that they don't even understand, they like staying in illness. And that's okay. As a nurse, we can't help everybody. As a nurse, I do believe in doctors and nurses, but I believe in allopathic medicine when it comes to acute things. There are times that we need to go to the hospital. There are times that we need the doctor or the nurse, especially when we are hard-headed, okay? So let me just give you my analogy. I'm going to use a car a lot today. So here I am in my car, and you don't take care of your car. You don't change the filters. You don't put new gas in it. You don't take care of your car. You end up on the side of the road. What happens? You got to call for a tow truck. You can't just push the car out of the ditch. You got to call for a tow truck. There are times that we allow ourselves, we don't listen to the signs and things that go on in our body, and we get in the ditch. So then we have to go, and we have to go get acute care. Maybe an IV, maybe some strong medicine, maybe have to be in the hospital for a little while, may just need to lay down, not to eat, rest our digestive system. So there are times that we need that, and we have to do that. However, if we realize and listen to our bodies, we can maintain and prevent a lot of things. And that's that's what I want to show you today. But I have to tell you, you cannot out-oil a bad diet, okay? There are certain variables, and I'm saying this because there may be loved ones that you want to help. There may be someone that you will go and give some oils to and say, this peppermint will do it. You know, and you believe in the peppermint and you give them some and they come back and they say, I didn't get any results. It didn't do anything for me. Are you sure? Did you put it on like this? Did you rub it like that? Did you? Didn't do anything for me. Well, there's a reason that happened. One reason is they may not believe. That's the number one reason. Because if they don't believe it, you're wasting your oils. Quantum physics and our thoughts matter more than anything. But then there's a couple other reasons. If they are in love with sugar, and I have to try to choose my words wisely, but you can't out-oil a bad diet. So you cannot be in love with sugar. You cannot have sugar as your number one go-to. Because, well, you can. I take that back. You can, but you just got to use more oils. So you just tell that person, and instead of you buying one bottle, buy 3. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
They just need more oils, and more oils. And I'll show you in a video in a minute. But if they have a bad diet, if they have a bad gut, I saw a couple men in here. I'm going to talk about pooping. It's not a favorite subject, but if you are not pooping 3 times a day, the number of times you eat, the number of times you should go, if you're not doing that, you're clinically constipated. Ding, 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 ding. I know you don't want to hear that. I had this 70-some-year-old lady, she said, who poops 3 times a day? Healthy people. Healthy people poop the number of times they eat. Some days you may not do that all the time, but if your gut is not well, guess what? You're holding all those toxins in. The essential oils are not working that well. It's going to take more oils and some good old water. I talked to the nurse over there about water. Water is the key to life. So if you're not drinking water and you're drinking other colored substances, even if you're drinking clear substances that you think is water, it takes longer for the essential oils to work. Essential oils work really well when you drink water. How do you know it's water? It's made of 2 hydrogen molecules to 1 oxygen. That's it. Duh. You can say the tank said water is H2O, right? But what if I put some electrolytes in it? That's not water. I can't put electrolytes in it, but I like my alkaline water. But that's not water. That's a different chemical compound and chemical solution. That is a water solution. Water is simply H2O. So that's what essential oils need. Then we have to do some good breathing. I don't see any babies in here. I saw some young kids, but I think, are the little girls gone? Is Grace gone? Oh, they all left. Okay. Well, if we would breathe like young people, we would do well. Our diaphragm is the pump for our lymphatic system. So we need good, purposeful breathing. Everyone in here is Katya. She was breathing. But everybody else we know, we breathe cute. Right? Sir, don't they? They just, I might keep you to help me get through this. That's not breathing. Your body needs you to take a full breath, inhale and exhale. And that's what pumps your lymphatic system, what helps get out the toxins. But we don't want to do that. So what can you do? You can wake up in the morning and lay in the bed and put your hand on your belly button and just look at babies. Next time you see a baby, look at the baby and see their stomach. They know how to do it. Nobody taught them. They just came out. They know what to do. They poop. Right? Don't they? How many diapers do you change? They breathe, they eat, and they sleep. So we have to sleep well, right? We have to get good sleep. Between the hours of 10 and 2 is when your body is physically repairing. Between the hours of 2 and 6, emotional repair. So if you're not going to bed until 3, you miss some time and you can't get that back. Now, I'm the worst person for that because prior to learning essential oils, my motto was for my kids, sleep is overrated. It's overrated. You don't need sleep. Sleep in the new system. Now I know sleep is not overrated. So I get my 10 to 2 and my 2 to 6 so that my body can repair and go to REM sleep, okay? Then the last thing we need is some purposeful movement, some exercise, and some conscious language. If you don't believe that the oils are going to work, you're wasting your oils. They're not going to work because the oils need your positive thoughts and intention. So if you were to say, Tanya, what can that oil do for me? In this oil is a pocket of possibilities. What do you want it to do for you? And that's what it's going to do. So how do we know to pick the right oil? Let's see if I can get that to go back the right way. Okay. I may struggle a little bit with this. So I asked for some Palmarosa oil. We're going to use some oils, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this because I'm an oil over user. So we're going to use some oils. This is Palmarosa. You're going to let the oil come to you. And if we can pass that around, and then you're going to activate it clockwise. And we activate it clockwise because that's how our DNA goes, right? Everything in the universe goes clockwise, so we activate the oil so that it gets in our system. Then we're going to do our hands like this. We're going to put them over our nose, and we're going to do what's called some 4 square breathing. Now I picked 2 oils for you today. I picked Palmarosa and Australian Blue. How many have used those 2 oils? Tracy. Ah, I picked the right 2. That's all that means. So that's why I'm going to teach you how to know to use the right oil and how to use enough of the oil. So, what is 4 square breathing? Here's my chemistry for you. There's a couple times that I'm going to go chemistry on you, okay? So bear with me. Here's one of them. When you do 4 square breathing, so I want you to breathe in for 4 seconds. I want you to hold it for 4 seconds. I want you to breathe out for 4 seconds, and then I want you to hold it for 4 seconds, okay? So we're going to go in for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for 4. We're going to breathe out for 4, and then we're going to hold it for 4. And why are we going to do that? Because when you breathe in, when you inhale, you allow that oil to cross the blood-brain barrier and get into the deep limbic system of your brain, okay? Where's my nurse at? When we go to the ER, that's probably the only time that we get those really good drugs that pass the blood-brain barrier. And then they ask you to sign a waiver because they say it could go good or it could go bad, okay? Because they cannot control how meds work. But anything that comes from nature and comes from God's medicine, we know how it's going to work because it's directly designed to fit our body, and I'm going to prove that to you. So when you breathe in, it's passing the blood-brain barrier. The molecules are less than 500 atomic mass weight, so it's getting directly into your cells immediately. Then when you hold it, you are allowing it to affect the limbic system in your body, which is in your brain, the deep limbic system, which is the seat of emotion. Then when you exhale, you're blowing out the toxins, respiratory and circulatory. And then when you hold it, you allow it to bring your body physically, electrically, chemically, and emotionally to homeostasis. So I don't know where the oil is, but when you use that oil, I'm going to tell you what I want you to know about Palmarosa. Palmarosa is a wonderful oil. Physically, it's very good for your skin, okay? It's an amazing skin oil, so if you, like me, if there's any people out here that like to make their own skin creams or lotions, or you want to put something on your skin, Pomarosa is the oil. It helps with fungal infections, candida. It's a neuroprotective, it's a good digestive oil, and it's very good for your cardiovascular system, okay? But this is why I picked it. It creates a feeling of security. It also helps to reduce stress, tension, and it promotes recovery from nervous exhaustion. How many people here get stressed? Stress is what kills. I'm an overuser because every time my children, my grandchildren, my co-workers, my clients, somebody on the road that gets upset, guess what I do? I smell an oil. So if I'm having frustration with someone, I'm smelling oils all day. I have on my diffuser bracelet, on my necklace, I got my inhaler. Because why? Stress kills. When we get frustrated, or when we worry, when we have guilt, if we have unforgiveness or bitterness, that is what causes dis-ease in your body. More than any sugar or candy bar you'll eat. Stress and emotions and not letting it go. Now, can I tell you why essential oils? One reason that you can say why essential oils work, the deep limbic system of your brain, let's look that up. Right. So where's we at with the Pomarosa? Is everybody getting some? If 2 or 3 drops come out, that just means you need it. You don't have to raise your hand and let me know that you needed extra oils. I probably can just, no, not that one, where's my brain picture? Sorry. See, I made this slide because she said I had 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I panicked. I said, how can I talk about oils in 1 hour and 20 minutes? That's not enough time because I could talk about oils and we'll still be here at 11. And then we do some oil shots and we'd still be here. So I had to tone it down and I said, okay, I'm just gonna put 4 bubbles and just stay there. That way I don't go too long. But the way that the brain is made, we have the deep limbic system, okay? It's about the size of 2 almonds. It's covered by the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, we can thank Eve for that. That's where we have logic, forethought, reasoning, and all of that. The deep limbic system is where we have emotions. I'm gonna show you a video from Dr. Bruce Lipton. All of us in here have memories stored in our bodies, emotions, and thoughts, even back to when we were in our parents' womb. Okay? That's a wonderful book that you would definitely enjoy. It is called The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. If you read that book, you will understand that things that we're going through is a result of stored and blocked emotions. How do you get rid of those? The sense of smell. If I asked everybody here to close your eyes and we piped in some apple pie or some, see, she smiled, so somebody in her life made a good apple pie and you immediately think of them. Or say country ham or chocolate cake or whatever it is. Our bodies are wired by our emotions and by the smell. Same as if, say that special someone in your life comes in with that special cologne or perfume, or say there's a perfume that your grandmother wore. As soon as you smell it, it immediately takes you back to that person. Some of you may even have a memory based on the oils because maybe a family member put Vicks on you all the time. So you remember that Vicks cured everything, right? Rub you down in Vicks and tell you to put on some pajamas, cover up your feet, and some even made you take a teaspoon of Vicks. Yeah. Yes. Vicks was a cure-all at one time. Liniment, castor oil, cod liver oil. But if that scent came, it would immediately take you to that memory. So, with essential oils, they go directly to the brain, and guess what? They pass the blood-brain barrier, so they make changes. So what do I tell people? Aromatherapy makes people behave and become better people and makes them happy for no reason. If you use the right oil and you use enough of the oil, guess what? That person will change. So, wives and husbands, mothers and grandparents, you can change the atmosphere in your home, in your workplace. You got that grumpy person at the office, take your diffuser. If you don't have your diffuser, put some good oils on you, and every time you walk past them, just touch them. Like, how you doing today? Just keep touching them. Touch them, but make sure you got oils on your hands. And you know why that's good? Because if I was to infuse this room with hot apple pie, guess what? You need 40 molecules of that scent in order for you to smell it. Guess how many molecules you need of essential oils for it to make changes in your brain? 4. So, you can put a little oil on a cotton ball and put it inside the pillowcase. And when they go to sleep, they can't smell it. But guess what? It's making changes. That person that is cantankerous a little bit, that old army person, we have a reason to be cantankerous. We went through a lot. Have you ever noticed how soldiers, when they get with other soldiers, they just light up and they just can sit there and talk all day? That's that camaraderie. So don't be hard on the old soldiers. Just call me, I'll come over and oil them up. But you can put essential oils very light and it will make changes. That's why no one can convince me that essential oils cannot change for your wellness. Because if you want to get a person well, Eunice Ingham says that every thought is either constructive or destructive. And negative thoughts cause an acidity within our body. So what do I tell people? If you find yourself with negative thoughts, being frustrated, angry, rage, mean, and all those other words, use your oils. Because that's the person that is towards illness. You can trace every illness to an emotion. Guilt, worry, frustration, unforgiveness. So that's why we have to use essential oils. Now this is where I'm not going to get a lot of fans, but I'm going to say it anyway because it has to be said. If you are frustrated with your loved ones, okay? If you're frustrated with your loved ones, the person that you love, it's not them, it's you. I know. Even though you keep saying to put the seat down, even though you keep asking to do the same thing, it's not them. It's you. Huh?
Wanting it your way.
Yes, my way is the best way.
Yeah.
But you know why that is? Because it truly is you. Didn't mean that they're not doing something that's upsetting you. Now, I didn't say that. It's just if it takes you to 10 or to 6 or to 7 or even to 5, it's you. And you're not using enough oils. So just go get you some Palmarosa and do some 4 square breathing And then you will find after a while of using the right oil that you still have to tell them 10 times to do that, but guess what? It does not cause frustration and illness in your body. And that's the main result. Why is that person frustrating you to 10? That's something inside of you. And you're not using enough oils or the right oils. That's a hard one to swallow, but it's the truth. The second truth that I have to tell you is, how many people have a premium starter kit and have never used their oils? Or just used lemon, lavender, and frankincense? Okay, you're going to get a prize. You're going to get some water. You get some water, because we're going to get you using oils. Thank you for being honest. That's the first start. Because nobody rides up to the hospital and says, oh, I just came to visit today. Can you just check me out? No. Why do we go to the hospital or to the doctor? Because we know that something is not right in our body and we want to get it repaired, right? I have to tell you, essential oils do not heal. They tune up the body, they support, and they bring about wellness by smelling them and getting them into our seat of emotions. If we have those thoughts in our prefrontal cortex, the way I see it is the way I see it. You can't tell me that it's not that way because you weren't there. Even, have you ever talked with your brothers and sisters and they tell a story and you listen to it and you say, well, I don't remember it that way. And they say, well, that's how I saw it on Christmas. I asked for this and you got what you wanted and this brother got what they wanted and I didn't get what I wanted. And so they're mad about it even today. Have you ever talked with somebody at the same place and they see it a different way? You can't convince them otherwise. So when you have those thoughts, guess what? We don't get to change those thoughts. They're not easily done. That's why people can go for social workers and psychologists and never get over it. However, you can use essential oils and use the right oil the right way, and all of a sudden, that person comes and apologizes. I'm sorry for being mean. Nobody wakes up and wants to be mean. Nobody wants to be cantankerous. Well, sometimes I do. Yeah. Sometimes I do, but that's just to have fun. But most people do not just wake up to be mean, to be angry. We just don't do it. However, if we have stored memory, and if we have a poor diet, we eat a lot of bad mood food, we don't eat the good food that changes our mood, then guess what? That's what happens. And then it grows into a disease. And next thing you know, you have cancer, or you have hypertension, or you have diabetes. All illnesses you can trace back to the emotion. So if you want the illness to go away, if you want the pain to go away, use the right oil to get rid of that. Rather it's guilt, sciatica. You know what I learned about sciatica this week? Sciatica goes back to your mother's mother. So anyone with sciatica? It goes to the gallbladder meridian, and it goes to your mother's mother. That's pretty deep, isn't it? I will. But, so, when we look at those emotions and we try to use that oil, we have to use the oil that's going to change our emotions. And if you use oils on a consistent basis, my motto is daily use of essential oils make your body an unfriendly host to stress and bacteria. Daily use. You take in toxins daily. Everybody in here takes in toxins every day. We either take in toxins by pollution, the food we eat, the chemicals within the food. Hopefully there's no cigarette smokers, but if you smoke cigarettes or you get secondhand smoke, the things we drink, stress from home, stress from work, stress from life, stress from the news, stress. We all take in toxins every day. How many here has cleaned their liver? in the last 3 months. 2, did you know that your liver filters all of your blood every 4 minutes? 1/4 of your blood passes through your liver every minute. So every 4 minutes, all of your blood has just went through your liver. So let's take that fish tank and let's take the filter out, and let's clean it, and let's put in some good old water, H2O. Let's put the filter back, and let's do that for 50 years. Let's just use 52 my years. Let's do that for 52 years. So what's living in the fish tank? And you expect your body not to have aches and pains. You expect your brain to be fully functioning like mine. You know, I use Digest every morning. I smell it. I don't put it on my stomach. I smell it because it activates every area of your brain. So how many people have brain fog? Or sometimes just can't think the way you want to? But your liver, your liver, you didn't clean your liver. You didn't clean the filter. We take better care of our cars than we do this wonderful, amazing machine, right? Did you know that every 5 minutes, all of your blood goes through your kidneys? Every 5 minutes, think about that. Your kidney's supposed to filter. So now we know. Guess where anger, unforgiveness goes? Guess where sugar goes? The liver. I want to show you a video right quick. Who likes that Valor oil? Okay. Who likes sugar? Okay, this is for you sugar lovers and you Valor oil lovers. Can you see the writing? Okay. It's going to work. So that's what our blood cells should look like. Here's for the smokers. All clumped together, no movement. "10 minutes after that Mountain Dew, no movement at all. Or that Pepsi or that Coke.
Valor.
Now that's after using Valor. See how much movement, how clean the blood can become when we use essential oils? All the toxins we can get rid of. That's after VitaFlex. Those that have not been to CARE, Midge and Tracy, and a couple others have been there. Now this is what happened when we use both. That's what my cells are doing. I do that every day. So you see why it's important to Vitaflex and to use oils?
Tanya, are you putting those on the Vitaflex points for the kidney and the liver?
No, just Vitaflex in your feet. Just Vitaflex your spine, or just yeah, but you can. You can do the kidney point if you use a kidney oil. When you Vitaflex, and they just show Valor, but any essential oil is going to get you results like that. Have you ever looked in the essential oil desk reference, the EODR? And every time you look at an oil, it says antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial. And you say, then you read another oil and it says antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antibacterial. Then you read another oil and it says antiviral, antifungal. And you're like, I don't know. That's because essential oils come from the immune system of the plant. They are able to heal the plant, the skin, the leaf, the bark, anything that happens in the plant. The plants come from dirt. We came from dirt. Okay. We came from dirt. That's the best medicine that is the most compatible to your body. Hands down. I'm going to prove that to you in just a minute. But there is nothing more compatible to getting into your body and making changes. So if you use oils daily, since you take in stress daily, just grab an oil, smell it, rub it, put it on, especially on your feet, because when you put it on your feet, you take the guesswork out. Because every part of your body is represented on your feet, so then you don't have to guess where I want it at. You just put it on your feet and let the oil do what it's supposed to do. Okay? Sometimes I use oils for specifics. Okay? I woke up, I had a scratchy throat, so I'm going to use some Exodus 2. Sometimes this oil overuser, I don't know what's going to happen today, I'm just going to use some oils. So I just pick some oils and just use them. Can I tell you how you should use oils after leaving today? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to go home. I got some oils on me. And I want you to get all your oils out. And some of you may not have enough, so you might have to place an order. Just order everything that speaks to you. If you just like the name, just order it. You know, if you like the color of the bottle, just order it. Just order oils, because truly your body knows what you need. You know, I don't know how many people in here know how to trust their body. If you don't know and you have children or grandchildren, let them do it. They know. Just like they know technology, children know oils. If you have children, just let them pick their oils. Just set the oils down and let them go pick what they want. They will get the right oil. So, if you have oils, this is what I want you to do, okay? This is Tank's command. I like that. I told my son, I haven't had on my uniform in a long time. They had to get me out of the army because I was enjoying myself too much. But I'm not gonna. But you know what? Can I say this? It takes a tank mentality to get people to appreciate wellness. We are so inundated by commercials, by food, by everything to accept illness. We're not supposed to. We were not designed to be sick. This body was never designed to be sick. Okay, thanks to Eve, the body does have to die, but there was never a design for the body to be sick. If you study the oils of the Bible, what did they do? They went to the elders, and the elders picked the oils, they used the oils, and they got better. They didn't go to a plant building and get medicine. They went to the plants that God created and got their medicine. The essential oils were more valuable than the gold that was taken to Jesus. The frankincense and the myrrh. It wasn't the gold that was precious. But anyway, so go home. Okay, here's my command. Go home, smell your oils. Whew, that stinks. That smells like cat litter. Put that one over here. keep going through your bottles, okay? Then I want you to take this group and I want you to put them in the drawer and put them away. Okay? And I want you to go get this group and I want you to use them every day for the next 3 weeks. Because these are the oils that your body needs emotionally. Okay? So I want you to put them on your feet because you don't like them right now. So just put them on your feet and put your socks on. If you live with someone, trust me, they probably don't smell like cat pee to them. So you're okay. They probably smell good. Put them on for 3 weeks. Okay? And then you got to do the test again. Because now when you smell these oils, after 3 weeks, you're going to go, ah. You're going to say, why did I think that smelled like cat pee? Because emotionally, you needed that oil. So then you can go to your EODR and look up, why did I need that oil? And it will say, forgiveness, anger. And you'll say, well, yeah, so-and-so is kind of frustrating me, and I don't have to forgive her because she was wrong anyway, right? That's how we justify it. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, right? Unforgiveness is drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. Well, guess what? They're going on. Forgiveness is not condoning it. It's not reconciling the relationship. It's not pardoning the person and giving them a pardon. It's not forgetting, because only God can forget. Us humans, especially us ladies, we never, never, ever, ever forget. Uh-oh. Right? Forgiveness is letting go of hoping for a better past. That's what forgiveness is. Letting go of hoping for a better past. It's not worth it. When my older son frustrates me, it's not worth it. What I know now, nothing is worth it. If you look at my car outside, a good example. This is a good example of oils working. When my kids grew up, I was Tank, and I woke them up this way. I'm going to take the mic a little bit away, Tracy. I woke them up like this. Can you still hear me? Dawn waits for no man. Dawn waits for no man. That's how I went through the house waking them up. Dawn waits for no man. No woman neither. Right? So now, my son, my younger son, he's 26. He just had a baby. And we had a man shower. We had man showers because we all had men. We didn't have any women. But men need things for the baby too, right? So we had a man shower, and after the man shower, he ran into my car. Just destroyed the side door. So here's my sons and my nephews who were part of Tank's life prior to essential oils. And so they were all standing there like, uh-oh, nobody moved. And I got out the car, and I looked at the door, and I got back in the car, and I said, Isaiah, you need to pay attention. They were floored. What happened to Tank? What happened to her top blowing? Essential oils happened. If I had fussed and went off, would that have changed the situation? No. Would that have reversed the dent in my car? No. That's what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean that it wasn't bad. Doesn't mean that I wasn't upset. But I did not allow it to affect my body. And I'm learning every day of how these essential oils are helping me. Because there are times when something would have affected me in that way, and it doesn't. And now, even when I feel someone killed my dog, I told Tracy this, someone killed my dog 2 months ago. Shot my dog with their gun because they didn't like my dog. I had my dog for 9 years. I had to take a bath in oils. I took a bath in about 12 oils, release oil. Why? Because that wasn't right to kill my dog. My dog didn't do anything that deserved that. And I had all that anger and unforgiveness. And sometimes I still have to use oils. But I know that, am I going to allow that to grow something in my body? No, I'm not. So what am I going to do? I'm going to find some oils that's going to help me to release that and let it go. Okay? So let me show you why chemically, here's our chemistry, okay? Let me tell you why I can tell you that essential oils are the best thing for your body. Dr. David Stewart wrote three books. One, Chemistry of Essential Oils Made Simple, Healing Oils of the Bible, and The Mind-Body Connection, Quantum Physics. 3 amazing books. You should get those. They will do you a world of good. Dr. Stewart likes to play with words and to help us remember things. So he calls this the chosen ones, okay? So, I need some help trying to figure out what the chosen ones are. I'll tell you just a little bit about the chosen ones. The chosen ones are the 5 elements that are key for life. These 5 elements are key for anything that is living. These are the 5 key elements for life. Can somebody tell me what they are?
Air.
Huh? Well, they start with those letters.
Oh.
All right, who said carbon first? Where's that at? Right there?
Protein.
Right here? Carbon? All right. Hydrogen?
Oxygen. Oxygen.
Who said oxygen?
Sulfur.
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 And my last one?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. There you go. 5 key elements for life. Now, can I blow your world right now? And then I'll just take this mic off and sit down. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and nitrogen. If you look at the bottom, 98% of your body is those 5 elements and requires those 5 elements to stay in harmony. 98% of your body. 96% of your body is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. We know what hydrogen and oxygen is, right? Water. Carbon is in everything that's organic. It's in your vegetables, your fruit. It's in everything, right? C, carbon plus hydrogen plus oxygen plus nitrogen equals proteins. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, what did he say? Yes, and he said we need what? The most primary thing we need is proteins. But he did. He said, medicine is thy food, and let thy food be thy medicine. The primary proteins. How do you get proteins? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Nitrogen gives you your amino acids and your proteins. That's why there's only 3 oils that you cannot digest in young living. Jasmine, neroli, and arnica. Because they still have tiny trace of nitrogen. Remember, everybody knows there's no such thing as an allergic reaction to essential oils because they don't have nitrogen in them. Only those 3 have a little bit that did not flash off in distillation. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen equals what? Carbohydrates. The good ones, not those white sugars, not the pasta, not the rice, not the bread. The good carbohydrates. Hippocrates said, after protein, what do you need? Carbohydrates, because we need energy. Last, O plus H, it's not O-H-I-O, it's water, right? So from those 5 elements, 98% of our body. In the first few hours of the morning, you burn up all the sulfur in your body. Did you know that? So you got to have some blue cheese, some garlic, some onion, some ginger. You got to use some things that give you back your sulfur. Okay, so can I tell you why I can stop right here. Guess what essential oils are made of? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. If 96% of your body is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, if essential oils are made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, how could you find anything more compatible to help your body to tune up and to support your body towards wellness? Make sense? There's just no other way, right? All essential oils are hydrocarbons, hydrogen and carbon, oxygenated hydrocarbons, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. All essential oils. We have a few that have nitrogen, and we have ginger and grapefruit that have some sulfur in it. No other thing in this universe is going to help your body more than essential oils. Right? So, what do those essential oils do for you? PMS. Dr. Stewart was good to bring up that because he knew everybody could identify with PMS. That's not how it works. It works PSM, but he figured if he said PMS, we would get it. Okay? P stands for phenols. Those are a type of oils. We have about 100 varieties of phenolic oils. Basil, wintergreen, oregano, clove, oils that cleanse your receptor site, that purify your cells, clean them up, okay? Then we have oils that are sesquiterpenes. The S actually comes next. What do those oils do? They stop the growth of harmful cells. They erase faulty or bad information, whether it's emotional or physical, whether it's cancer, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety. A sesquiterpene oil will remove that from that cell. Last, monoterpene. What is a monoterpene? A monoterpene is one that mends the DNA. It gets in and it repairs and reprograms your DNA and tells it to turn back to being a healthy cell, no matter what it is. If you follow that, you will always get a result from an essential oil. What's a good sesquiterpene oil? Cedarwood, sandalwood. Those are the heavy oils that when you open the bottle, you smell it, you can't smell it. Why? Because it's like that elephant, and it just moves real slow coming out of the bottle, right? Because it's got heavy, the molecules are heavy. Phenols and monoterpenes are light. As soon as you open the bottle, you smell the oil, okay? So, if we apply that PMS theory when we use oils, we can always correct anything that is going on in the body. Anything. Man-made experimental side effect system is what medication is. They call side effects. You never get any bad side effects from essential oils. Now, I want to show you another video. This is from Dr. Bruce Lipton. Everybody heard of receptor sites? How the essential oils get to your receptor sites and clean them? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Then I'm going to show you this video on how that works.
In Biology of Belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton, PhD, outlines a new understanding of life based on his pioneering research with stem cells at Stanford University. In his book, Dr. Lipton proclaims that genes do not control biology, and that cellular perceptions of the environment are the primary factor in biological processes. Proteins are the stuff of life, the physical gears that orchestrate the movements of biology. There are estimated information stored within the DNA is enough to explain all of molecular biology and heredity, and is the reason why living organisms look and behave how they do, in sickness and in health. The old scientific paradigm espoused that inert genes were the brain of the cell, directing and controlling which proteins become expressed in every cell, and that we are essentially all just victims of heredity. After doing experiments with enucleation, a process where the genes are removed from the cell, Dr. Lipton and other experimenters found that cells live normal lives for up to 2 months or even
2 months cells
before the
live.
proteins wore out and they died, an observation that contradicts the primacy of genes in cell biology. The genetic information stored in DNA is the blueprint from which all of the body's proteins can be made. Modern science has mistaken the blueprint, the DNA, for the contractor who actually builds the house.
For the God who actually created your body.
Genes are not the brain of the cell. What is? Introducing the cell membrane. At just 7 nanometers wide, this phospholipid bilayer is covered in hundreds of thousands of different receptor proteins. These receptor proteins are each specialized to interpret different signals from the environment and then relay that information back into the cell.
So those phenols land.
Like a hormone or a neurotransmitter binds to a receptor protein, like a key going into a lock. The receptor
They send that
protein
information
activates
into your cell.
corresponding effector proteins inside of the cell, initiating a cascade of chemical reactions within the cell. These are called IMPs, or integral membrane proteins. This receptor-effector protein relationship in the cell membrane is how a cell perceives and reacts to its environment. A molecule in the environment binds to a receptor protein, an effector protein gets activated, and the chemical release inside the cell makes its way back to our cell's nucleus, where the DNA is opened up, so a new protein can be made in the process of transcription. All the functions of DNA depend on interactions with proteins. For example, within the chromosomes, proteins such as histones compact and organize DNA.
Stop it right there.
Complex structures guide the interactions between
That is the main part that I wanted you to see. How that receptor site, that receptor, the protein landed on there and then sent the correct information inside the cells. That is what happens when you use an essential oil. So if you use an essential oil, it's going to send that information inside your cell and change your cell. So there's no such thing as my mom had diabetes, my grandma had diabetes, my sister had diabetes, my aunt had diabetes, I'm going to get diabetes. No, that's not in your cells. But what is in ours is my mom ate this way and reacted that way, my grandma ate that way and reacted that way, I eat that way and I react that way. For an example, say, I was talking with my sister the other day. She holds in emotions. My mom held in emotions. So that's what travels down, not the genes. The genes only live 2 months, right? So if you consistently use essential oils, you can change whatever it is that you believe can change. Let's use another oil. This is Australian Blue. Let me tell you why I picked Australian Blue. This Australian Blue is very good for scar tissue, internal scars, people that you know have had a lot of surgeries and they have scar tissue. It's very good to have a scar blend with. It is a very good, let me go to my oil of the day slide.
What's cedarwood for?
Cedarwood. Cedarwood is for focus. It's for sleep. It's for,
Sounds like cat food to me.
smells like cat pee? Oh, how's your brain working?
Terrible.
There you go. That's why you need it.
I'm really good and then boom, I'm down in the ground.
You need cedarwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, cedarwood is for,
This was
King
supposed to-
Solomon used cedarwood to build all his temples. It's for helping us focus,
Build a village then.
helping us stay on point. Some of us have our brain that just goes
Thank you.
1,000 miles. and it won't shut down, cedarwood helps that happen. It's good for, you know, when you want to sleep and you just can't turn it off,
Can tell
cedarwood.
5 stories in 1 second.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, it's thick.
So you need cedarwood, you just keep that bottle, no, I'm just joking. But you know what, I have 7 granddaughters. 6 of those granddaughters are lavender babies. So I get the lavender out, I rub everybody's feet, put some on their spine, make them smell it. In 20 minutes, they start going to sleep. And I got that one granddaughter. Nope. Lavender, she's still running around, still running around. She's a lavender cedarwood. She's a combo. Because everybody's body is different. She's the one that is not going down, but make a lavender cedarwood combo and give her 20 minutes and she falls off.
My daughter's an abuser. She took my whole set, all my oil. And she's spraying all of it with the lavender. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let me tell you about Australian blue. Australian blue, it's very good for scar tissue repair, but I picked it because of the emotional side. It uplifts, inspires, while simultaneously grounding and stimulating you. So everybody needs some grounding, right? We live in a chaotic world where chaos is just everywhere. Australian blue is good for that. I want to tell you what's in Australian blue, because it has, you know, when you have a blend that has multiple things in it, then all of those benefits you get. Australian blue has ocotillo, which is good for blood sugar control. It's good for your heart. Has jasmine, has blue tansy. Blue tansy is good for emotions. It's good for your skin. It has rose. We all know rose is great because it's a 320 frequency. Has spearmint, good for sleeping, good for a restful sleep. Has grapefruit, has white fir, lang lang, has some cedarwood, and has blue cypress. So Australian blue is a very power-packed oil, and it's very good. Okay? So, when we think about how the receptor sites, Carolyn Mean, I saw that book over there on the table, Releasing Emotional Patterns. Carolyn Mean says, when 70% of your cells get the new information, the problem is gone. So what does that mean? Rather it's swelling, rather it's back pain, rather it's emotional. When 70% of the cells get the new information, whatever problem that was will disappear. So there lies the consistent daily use of essential oils. Sometimes we have to probably do what I call the jump start method. Now this is only for the, how they say, the brave, the tough. No, it's not. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But this is my jump start, and I actually use this. I use this for myself. I use this for my grandkids. If you have a situation going on and you want it to disappear quickly, this is how you have to use that oil. This is like oils on steroids, or I want it done now. Every minute for 10 minutes, use that oil. Every 10 minutes for an hour, apply that oil or drink that oil. Every hour for the time that you're awake, use that oil. And I guarantee you have just power-packed your cells that whatever that situation is, it's gone. Okay? Every minute for 10 minutes, every 10 minutes for an hour, every hour for the time you're awake. I don't want you to wake up to use the oil. When did I use this? I somehow got a cold from my son, and I was miserable. I never get sick, but I got this cold, and I was sneezing, and I was just miserable, and I couldn't focus. I was on my way to St. Louis for a class. I'm like, I can't focus in class like this. So you know what I did? I made me a bunch of oils together, and I set the timer on my watch, and for every minute, I put a drop under my tongue. Put it under my tongue because it goes immediately to my bloodstream. Or you put it on your forearms, it goes immediately to your bloodstream. Or in the cheek, but I decided to put it under my tongue. Every minute for 10 minutes. Then every 10 minutes for the hour, and then every hour while I was awake. The next day, gone. So again, you can use oils for the right, the specific reason. So what did I pick? Thyme, because it's a very good purifying oil, has thyme oil, oregano, thieves, tea tree. Tea tree can be your go-to oil. It's a total PMS oil. It has phenols, sesquiterpenes, monoterpenes. Takes all the thought process out. Just grab tea tree and do whatever you need to do. Because oils are going to work, right? So, say you have, yes ma'am.
When you're talking about this jumpstart, do you use all one oil for that time period, or do you just use a bunch of different ones every minute, every 10 minutes?
It's up to you. You can do it either way. You can never use too many oils. Whatever your body doesn't need, your body's going to eliminate. Huh? I put all those together and then put some olive oil in there. Yep, I mixed them all in one bottle and put some olive oil and then just took them under my tongue. But, good question, because what if I had like, sometimes I'm the worst person to get bit by anything. If I get bit, I'm going to swell up, what have you. So say I was to get a bug bite. I might use some phenolic oil and then sesquiterpene oil and then a monoterpene. So I may layer it. Use the phenol first, use the sesquiterpene next, then use the monoterpene. And keep doing that. Okay? Sometimes we don't use enough oils. You can't just take one drop and say, the oil didn't work, Tanya. That's not fair. How many people in here know someone that got some medicine and they told them, take one pill, that's it? No, they usually say take it every 4 hours, you know, for 10 days, or, you know, what have you, however you're prescribed to take it. So you have to use enough of the oils. And then you got to take those other variables into account. Last thing that I want to show you. I'm a inhaler junkie, I think, because these are the old Vicks inhalers, right? When you smell an oil, within 3 seconds, it has passed through your pituitary, your thyroid, and your hypothalamus. Within 3 seconds. When you apply oils to your feet, within 20 seconds, it's in every cell of your body. Okay? So, if you put some oils, it has a little, what do you call that, a filter. So you put that in there, and you apply your oils, put the cap on there. This is can't remake it. And then you just smell it. Every time you smell the oils, it's taking effect. Rather it's for anxiety, rather it's for whatever, cold, whatever. When you get those oils in, because of how your deep limbic system works, those oils are going to work. Right? Yes, ma'am. Way up there. I give them to children to take to school because they're easy. Yes. I had a young kid, he's 12. He saw another kid get hit by a car. And he asked his mom to bring him and for me to make him an inhaler. Because he was sad, he had anxiety. With what's going on in the school system, there's a lot of anxiety. But you put the oils in the inhaler and you can carry it with you. Okay? So it's an easy way to use oils. How many people like Rutavala? I probably shouldn't talk about Rutavala because you can't get it that much.
Like what?
Rutavala. Rutavala is amazing if you have someone that gets enraged. Okay? You know what you can do with Rutavala? Just if you can get close enough to them, or if you can ask them to do it themselves, if you can't get close, just 1 inch on the back of the neck, and they will calm down. So if you see Rutavala come out, because me and Tracy, when we were in beauty school, I was like, we have to go to the store and buy Rutavala. I probably bought 4 of them. Because I have people that have autism or ADD, and I have an autistic girl that this calms her down immediately. There are times that she's put her mom in a headlock. Not anymore. She actually teaches classes with me. And she'll call me sometimes or text me and she'll say, Tanya, my anxiety's up. I'm like, where's your Rutavala? Use it. It's a very, very good oil. For those soldiers, for restless leg, it's a good oil to put on their legs at night, for people that have problems with that. So, lastly, I got to do a quiz. Because I bought 3 inhalers to give away so you can make a dangerous inhaler. They last for about a year, or as well, I guess it depends on how often you use it. But they last for months. Because remember, you only need 4 molecules. So, any questions before I give away something? Yes, ma'am.
How do you spell that thing, that last one you did?
Rutavala? Rutavala. It's got ruta, it's got valerian, and it's got lavender. Yes. Yes. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then we can look something up too. I said we can look up more specific before I leave. Yes, ma'am. So anything you can find an oil for. Any other questions? Now, who has a premium starter kit that they have not started using? Is there anybody here that does not have a premium starter kit, that's not using oils? You use oils, but you don't have a premium starter kit? Ah, that means you're not using it.
I'm using it.
You are? What's your favorite oil?
Well, I would have to say frankincense and benzoin.
All right. Frank gets everything done. Frank is good for the rooter to the tutor. Right? Do you have a premium starter kit? Why? Oh, wow. Are you going to get a premium starter kit? Okay. They're going to help you see what's involved. It's just saying, I'm going to get it done. Do you have grandchildren? You have children? Do your grandchildren visit? You need a premium starter kit. My grandkids, you get, huh? Calm down. Calm them down. Yes, that's the best thing you can do is rub their feet. Yes, you get them to do what you want them to do then. Because you know, usually they get us to do what they want us to do. And we love it. I love it. I would never trade it. Now, when you get your premium starter kit, I have, I think all my grandkids, they come and they find that little tiny spot. Grandma, I need an oil. When children know oils work. I have, like I said, I have 9 of them. They know oils work because they come and request oils. It's us people. You know, we're the sickest animal in the universe. Man is the sickest animal. No one does the thing, no other animal, you know, acts like we do. But animals, you never see a leopard or a cheetah out there saying, do my spots look okay? You think I ran past that? Right? Never. Only humans do we think, and usually in the negative, do we question question. Do I look good enough? Should I hold my stomach in? Am I okay? No. We're fine. God created you, and he loves everything about you. Right? So everything about you is beautiful. Who you are, but we get, from the time we're born, we start taking in toxins, especially with vaccinations and things like that. But now we have tools, Grandma. Since I have been using oils, my 3 sons and my 9 grandchildren, we have not been to the hospital. My 5-year-old granddaughter went to the hospital for constipation. She told the doctor, call my grandma. Ask her to bring me some Digis and some water. And ever since then, she loves Digis as much as I do. She's an oil abuser too, because she will come, every time she comes over, she wants a new inhaler. I was like, where's the last inhaler? She has an inhaler fixation. But she knows they work, and she's so much better. So if you use them, I don't want my grandchildren, this is me, I don't want my grandchildren to go to the hospital, because there's accidents that happen. There are more accidents from medication error. More people die. Can I tell you this? More people die from medication mistakes with medications that we know of than any street drug. We hear about all of the street drug death, but we don't hear about the ones where they either got the wrong medicine or the 2 medicines counteracted each other. You can use 100 oils, and all you'll do is just lay there and just be, but you will not get sick. And if you're not careful, you'll be like me, and you'll be running around. My 11-year-old granddaughter, she said, Grandma, how do you do it? How do you go to bed at 11 o'clock at night and wake up at 6 happy like that? I said, oils. Let me put some on you again. But, your cells will be vibrant just like in that video. Now, you may not want all this energy. You may say that's way too much energy, and that's okay. Just use 2 less oils, right? But you may want to feel good, to wake up happy for no reason, to just look over to we're supposed to marry, not supposed to marry someone just like us, And then when it comes to our children, how many of you have that mini-me? It's either a daughter or son that's just like you were when you were. It's like, oh, that mini, right? That's okay. Just use some oils, and the next thing you know, you look at that mini-me, or you look at that loved one that you loved, that is lovable. They're still lovable. They just do a couple things that irritate you, and you use enough oils, and it doesn't matter, right? Because love is what you cannot be in fear and anger and in love at the same time. Love is where our body's revealed and repaired. Fear, anger, hate, worry, guilt. You may not have anger. You may be a very forgiving person. Do you forgive yourself? Right? So we might be good at, oh, I forgive you. I forgive you. I don't mind. But do I forgive myself? But you may have guilt. It's just as bad. Worry. It's just as bad. Causes illness. Frustration. Just as bad. Causes illness. But if you start to use essential oils, you can even look them up. Look up the ones for guilt. Look up the ones for worry. Okay? So I got one more diffuse. Uh-oh. Did I spill some? No. I got one more. Well, who's going to get this one? I got to think of a hard question. Well, being a mom of 3 sons, I'm a little partial to males. He's going to get you. Oh, you're going to make an act right plan for her? Yeah. All right. An act right. Any other questions?
Where do you buy them?
I get those off of Amazon. And can I say something? Those are the reflections, and I get those because the plastic is thicker and it's pharmaceutical grade. So when you put your oils on there, they do well. There's some nice, thin, pretty ones, but you don't want those because our essential oils will pick up that plastic and then we'll be smelling that. So get the pharmaceutical grade, but they're not expensive. I think like $6 for 12. But the best thing that you can do for yourself, for your loved one, for your children, and for your grandchildren is apply essential oils. Let them come over and make up their own blend. Like I said, children know how to pick the oils. And if you know your loved one, just get the Feelings app or take Tracy's class and learn about care and then go home and then make up everybody a blend and just say, here, I just want you to use this lotion. I brought one in. I don't know where I did with it. Oh, I made this the other day. If I get 5 minutes in the building without anything to do, then I'm trying to create something. This looks light blue. I call this, I need another name for it. I think I'm going to call it Get It Done. This is my Get It Done lotion. I used, you're welcome to try a little bit. I used coconut, organic shea, blue tansy, sandalwood, rose, eucalyptus, lang lang. It's about 10 or 15 oils in there. Yeah, oh my. So somebody said, what do I use it for? Anything and everything. Just put it on. Just put oils on your feet. Any other questions? None? Okay, who's going to go home and, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Specific to me or not, but after I use oil on my grandchild's feet, then my hands are wet. It's like it dries my skin.
The essential oils dry your skin?
No, they're like white after that.
I think Tracy has an answer for that, don't you?
I don't know what it is. It feels strong, but I don't know. I think it might be specific. I didn't know if anybody else had that.
Do you drink good water?
Oh, yes, it doesn't take long.
Okay. And the reason why I said Tracy may have an answer, because we were just together in supervisory class, and someone was talking about every time they did a raindrop, their,
I like that.
yes, their hands turn white. And I think it's pulling something out of your system is what it's doing. So that means you just got to rub on your grandchild more. Yeah, no. But I will look up that answer while we're here because it did come up at supervisory class. Okay? But anytime, can I say this? Does anybody have that friend that tells you to get away from them? You stink? Yeah? Get away from me. Put that away. Those oils stink. Guess what? That person needs the oils tremendously. And you know what's happening? When they smell the oils, it's like if squatters was in this building sitting around. When they smell that oil, it started to shake up what they didn't want to shake up. Even if they didn't know it, their body knows it. And so it's starting to bring it to surface. And so it's not the oil that stinks, it's the toxins that it's releasing that is giving them that repulsion or that aversion to the oil, so then they think that oil stinks. And that's why I said if they just keep using it, eventually it'll go away. But there's something toxic, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, physically, or mentally, that is being stirred up. So when those friends of yours say that, you don't have to tell them, but you just already know. They need some oils. Okay? Anything else? Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't do too much chemistry. I hope that now you can, without a doubt, believe, know, and understand that if you yourself want wellness, essential oils are the #1 way to get you there. If you want wellness for a friend or family member, you have a lot of resources. There's beautiful tables and so many knowledgeable people here that's got these displays for everything. You can find the right oil, and then you just have to use enough of the right oil. And when in doubt, just use quantum physics and just use the oil. Because with prayerful intent and belief on your part and the other person's part, whatever oil you select is going to do what you need it to do. You can trust that with a shadow of a doubt. That oil is going to be like the tank. It's going to accomplish the mission. Thank you.